Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Rishi tells everyone that he loves Lakshmi during Oli, and Lakshmi gets drunk and Malishka is upset to see Rishi and Lakshmi together. So let's continue from there. Ayush and Lakshmi begins to laugh around because they were drunk as a result of the bang. Ayush asks that why am I laughing? Lakshmi says I don't know. Ayush asks that why are you laughing? Lakshmi says why and she laughs while Karishma, Neelam and others looks at them in shock. Lakshmi says to Ayush that I am laughing because you are laughing. Ayush says but why am I laughing? Lakshmi says because I am laughing. Ayush says I am hungry. I would have some hair. Lakshmi says don't overeat the air. Ayush says okay and he pretends as if he is starting the bike and he asks Lakshmi to sit behind him. Lakshmi says to Ayush that I am not hungry and she asks him to go and eat alone but he should not overeat. Neelam says what happened to Ayush? Ayush asks Ahana that where does she want to go and says come and sit behind me on his invisible bike. Ahana laughs and says you are driving fast. I am scared so I am not going. Ayush pretends as if he is driving the car and he falls down near Lakshmi and he says that the petrol is finished. Lakshmi asks if she should help him kick his bike. Ahana says yes. Lakshmi pretends as if she is kicking the bike and says the bike is not working. Karishma gets angry and she tried to stop Ayush, but Neelam asks her not to go, else Ayush and Lakshmi might insult her because of the bank effect. Ayush says the bike has started and he asks Lakshmi to sit. Lakshmi says no, because she wants to go in an helicopter, but she doesn't know who will drive the helicopter. Lakshmi asks that who will drive my helicopter and says Rishi can do anything for me. Ayush says Rishi can even give his life for you. Ayush then comes to Grandma and Virendra and he kisses them. Sonia stops Ayush and asks if everyone is seeing what he is doing. Ayush asks Lakshmi to drive the car and he started his bike again. Karishma says Ayush is trapped by Lakshmi and says Ayush take Lakshmi's name always and Lakshmi have made our lives as hell. She asks Neelam to do something and says Lakshmi is embarrassing all of us. Lakshmi is searching for Rishi to come and drive her helicopter. Neha and Bani thinks that someone made her drink bang. Bani and Neha try to take Lakshmi and Ayush away from there. Sonia says Ayush is not listening to me and she asks Bani and Neha that who are you? Lakshmi says Sonia, she is my sister Bani. Ayush says to Sonia that you are Rishi's sister Sonia. Lakshmi asks her to go with Ayush and eat the air because it is very tasty. Ayush asks Sonia not to overeat, but Sonia angrily goes away from there. Sonia goes to Karishma and Neelam and tells them that she cannot bear it now because her friends are here and they will make fun of her seeing Ayush and Lakshmi's drama. Shalu goes to Bani and hears Rano saying that the Obre family are very stingy and they have not given her any money. Rano asks her to bring 5 ladus for her. Shalu thinks that who made Aunt drink bang. Lakshmi asks that where is Rishi and says Rishi will ride my helicopter and she continues her drama with Ayush. Karishma comes there and splashes water on Ayush and Lakshmi using the pipe. Ayush says, God, how do you know that I was feeling hot? Lakshmi says God is playing with us because he sent rain. Virendra says Karishma doesn't understand that bang effect will not go away with water and it only increases it. Lakshmi says God is aunt and she asks Ayush to fold his hands. Ayush says mom and he bent down folding his hands. He then dances as a song plays in the background. Ahana asks Ayush to dance again and she laughs. Karishma says what if anyone makes Ayush's video and makes it go viral? Then what will happen to our image? Karishma asks Ayush that do you have any idea what you are doing and she asks Ayush to come. Ayush says I cannot go without my bike. Karishma sees Lakshmi and thinks to slap her many times for getting drunk and doing all this drama, but she will not do it now and she thinks to teach Lakshmi a lesson later. Sonal and Kiran looks at Ayush and Lakshmi's drama and they think that Malishka and Rishi might be together. Sonal says Rishi proposed love to Malishka and they might be romancing and Kiran says this should happen. Karishma is taking Lakshmi and Ayush with her and Ayush asks that where is she taking them. Karishma asks Ayush that who are you? Lakshmi says he is your son and Ahana is your daughter. How can you forget? Karishma gets angry and brings Lakshmi to Neelam, asking Neelam to punish her. Lakshmi sees Neelam and says you are Neelam auntie and Lakshmi laughs while Sona smiles that Lakshmi is falling into their trap by insulting Neelam. Lakshmi says to Neelam that he should be praised from heart because you are the Obre family's respect, their dignity and their pride. She says, you are Rishi's mom, but should I tell you that your respect, your dignity, and your pride are all fake? And everyone is shocked. Karishma asks Lakshmi to behave. Lakshmi laughs and says this is fake, and so now smiles happily again. Lakshmi says to Neelam that all of your pride went with Ayushi's scooter. She says God Sri Ram had done a big mistake, that he left Sita Maya, but it was called God even then because he was God. But where is your pride, Neelam? She says your pride is like Spade Cat Palace, which fell down at any time, and your pride has fallen. Lakshmi says to Neelam that I became your daughter-in-law, but your pride fell down. Karishma shouted Lakshmi. Lakshmi says to Karishma that you are also a fool, and whatever Neelam auntie says, you add ghee in the fire. She says Ayush is a good boy and lovely, and you scold him always because he favors me, and you cannot bear it. Shalu comes there and looks on in shock. Lakshmi says to Karishma and Neelam that you both couldn't bear it when I became your daughter-in-law. She says I did not bring alliance for myself, but you brought alliance for me as you wanted me to save your son's life. She says even now his life has to be saved, and whenever I save him, you say I save him to become great, which is not true. Lakshmi asks Neelam if anyone risks their life to become great. She asks Neelam if she will risk her life to become great. She asks both Neelam and Karishma to talk. Lakshmi says she saved Rishi because Rishi is really good and she is honest at heart and he is not corny like him. She says Rishi respects you a lot and he worship you, but you don't give him a moment to be happy. Shalu and Bani ask Lakshmi to come and says you have said enough. Lakshmi says I am not badmouthing about them, but I am showing them mirror so that they can see their true face. Bani asks Lakshmi to be quiet. Lakshmi says I thought to talk today so that their house troubles would end. Shalu asks Lakshmi to be quiet. Lakshmi asks her to be quiet and she tells Neelam that you don't see Rishi's happiness, but you see your pride and honor. Lakshmi says, should I tell you, there is nothing like pride and honor. It is for the world, but the child happiness touches even the soul, but you cannot see that. Lakshmi says to Neelam that my mother used to say this and says if your love is your pride and honor, then Malishka is just perfect for your house. She says Rishi likes this too and Malishka is beautiful. She is educated and she belongs to a high-class society. So Malishka is perfect to be your daughter-in-law. Neelam gets angry. Lakshmi says you will be very happy to make Malishka your daughter-in-law, but will Rishi be happy and will Rishi keep Malishka happy? She says you had come to me to get me married to Rishi to save Rishi's life, but did you ask Malishka to keep Rishi happy? Karishma says we don't need to tell Malishka what to do because Malishka loves Rishi and she will keep him happy. Karishma says to Lakshmi that we want Rishi's happiness and that is why we want him to marry Malishka. Lakshmi laughs and says everyone wants Rishi's happiness, but do you know where Rishi's happiness is? Neelam says I know and says when you live from Rishi's life, then happiness will come into his life because you are the bad luck in Rishi's life. Lakshmi laughs and asks Neelam if she is now a bad luck. She says you used to say that I am Rishi's shield and now you are saying that I am inauspicious for you and for Rishi. She tells Neelam that inauspicious thing doesn't exist. She says you did not see that Rishi was saved by me, but you just saw me and felt that Rishi landed in trouble due to me. Lakshmi asks Neelam if I was inauspicious when the fire was set in the hotel and I saved Rishi. She asks if she was inauspicious when she saved Rishi from the crocodile and from the snake. She says I was not inauspicious then, but now I am inauspicious because Rishi's bad luck is over. So who is Lakshmi? Shalu asks Lakshmi to stop it. Lakshmi says I have nothing to do with them because Rishi is getting my marriage done and they still have problem with it. She says, should I tell you what Rishi told me? And everyone looks on in shock. On the other side, Ayush teases Malishka. Malishka says it is for Rishi and they both are under the influence of Bang. Rishi says, I love you, Lakshmi. Malishka comes to him and says, what is he saying? She takes her ears near him. Rishi says, I love you, Lakshmi. Sona comes there and looks at them. Rishi applies color to Malishka's face and whispers, I love you, Lakshmi. Malishka thinks that what is he saying? And Rishi continues to whisper, I love you, Lakshmi. Lakshmi asks Neelam if she should tell her what Rishi told her and says Rishi was about to tell you what he told me secretly, but I stopped him because the matter was such that I don't want him to tell you all. Grandma asks Lakshmi, what did Rishi told you? Lakshmi asks, should I tell you? And Grandma says yes. Lakshmi says to everyone that I stopped Rishi from telling you all what he told me, so why should I tell you now? Virendra asks Lakshmi to talk. Lakshmi says, Father, you are very good, just like my father, and says you are my father and you love me a lot. She tells Grandma that she is also good and she loves her a lot. Grandma says to Lakshmi that we are good and she asks her to say what Rishi told her. Lakshmi recalls Rishi telling her that he just loves her and that means that he doesn't love Malishka. Shalu thinks to stop Lakshmi and she thinks that I don't know where Ayush is. Lakshmi asks, should I tell you what Rishi told me? And everyone says yes. Sonal is happy and she thinks that Rishi and Malishka are going to kiss each other. Rano gets up and thinks that her head is heavy. She is fine from the bang effect and she thinks that when did she sleep here? She recalls eating ladoos and she thinks that something was missed in the ladoos. She thinks that surely it is bang and that is why my head was going round and round. Lakshmi says to everyone that Rishi said that, but then she stops. At the other side, Rishi tells Malishka that he loves Lakshmi. Just then, Rishi and Malishka falls down from the chair and Sonal laughs. Rishi gets up and asks Malishka if she was kissing the ground and Sonal realizes that they both are under the influence of bang. Malishka says to Rishi that I was going to kiss him and says he was saying I love. Sonal says Malishka. She tells them that Ayush is riding the scooter and Lakshmi is insulting Karishma and your mom. Rishi says Lakshmi is insulting my mom and it goes away from there. Lakshmi sees Rishi and says he has come. Grandma asks, what did Rishi told you? Lakshmi asks them to ask Rishi. Grandma says, you said that you would tell us. Lakshmi says, how do I know what he told me? She says, what did Rishi tell me? But I don't remember, and she questionably asks herself. Virendra says to Grandma that I thought that Rishi told Lakshmi that he has realized his feelings, but my hopes break always. Grandma says Rishi might have said something. Lakshmi makes sad face and says Grandma and she hugs her. Sona asks Malishka not to go and says that Lakshmi is doing what they want her to do and she will be scolded. Malishka asks Sonal to let her go and says you are drunk. Sonal says you are the one that is drunk and that is why you were kissing the ground instead of kissing Rishi. Malishka laughs and asks Sonal not to go there and do drama. She says you romance with your boyfriend even though you have a husband and Sonal gets angry. Malishka tells Sonal that I will go to my would-be husband and she goes. Sonal says that Malishka will not listen to her and she might expose her after she gets there, so she will not go behind her and she will leave her to handle herself on her own until she comes out of the bang effect. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'm trying as much as possible to be ahead of Z World when it comes to this normal update. So just bear with me as I'm just rolling it out little by little like that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.